Hello, my friends. My name is Sherry Sutton, and I am your marketing mentor. So, I think I told you guys last time I'm doing this new thing where I've got multiple screens, and for some reason, I'm super screwed up on this screen. So, sorry that you're only seeing like half of my face. So, all right, let's see if that's better. Namaste, DDs. Happy Monday. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. I wanted to spend some time today talking about where you may be spending marketing dollars that you don't need to be spending. So I consult with small businesses all the time, solopreneurs all the time, and they tell me about the things that they're spending money on. And a good majority of the time, they're very well-intentioned decisions, but I promise you they don't make any difference in your business. And it's so disheartening when I tell people that. But I want to talk to you about a few places that I see new businesses spending money where they may not need to be spending. Hold on for just a quick second. I realize that my Wi-Fi is not working on this one. All right. So there's a couple different places where I see entrepreneurs spending money where I really don't think they probably need to in many cases. So the first one is advertising, and in particular social media advertising. Sometimes this can be really, really good for you, but oftentimes it's not, right? So it all goes back to where are your customers coming into your business. So you have to start with a marketing strategy. Once you know that marketing strategy, you're going to know a couple things. Exactly who are you talking to? What is that magnetic messaging that's really going to resonate with these people, that's going to make your offer completely irresistible? And how do you make sure that whatever you are offering is completely irresistible? And I've got courses both on creating an irresistible product as well as on creating a magnetic message. So if you're interested in going through those programs, send me a note and let me know. But without a full strategy of really understanding those things and then understanding exactly who you're targeting with that product and where those people find you, it's often that people will do marketing things that they think are good ideas but aren't actually going to drive business. So just because other businesses are doing something might not make it right for your business. So this is why working with a marketing professional who's been there, done that, I've worked with hundreds of product launches on exactly what the best, what's called marketing mix is. That's why it's so important, so that you don't invest in something that you don't need, right? So I'm going to give you an example of what this looks like, right? How you could do this. So I use this example a lot, which is the example of an oral surgeon. So you go to the dentist. I probably use this example all the time because I really need to go to the dentist and I hate going, and so I don't go. Okay, so you go to the dentist and they say, hey, look, you need a root canal, right? I can't do it here. You need a specialist. You need a root canal. Okay, cool. So what are you going to do at that point? So you're sitting in the chair and the dentist tells you, hey, you need a root canal. So what are you going to do? Well, are you going to go to Instagram and look up hashtag oral surgeons, Dallas? Are you going to, you might Google, right? You might Google it. Are you going to go to your local newspaper and look for an ad? Are you going to hope that on the way home you're going to, see a billboard for an oral surgeon? No, you're probably actually not going to do any of those things. What you're probably going to do when you're sitting in the chair at that moment and somebody says, hey, you need an oral surgeon, the first thing out of your mouth is probably going to be, do you have anyone you recommend who you know is on my insurance, right? You're going to ask for the recommendation first. So if I were doing the marketing plan for an oral surgeon, I would say, hey, where are your leads coming from now? And if he says, or she says, 90% of them come from referrals, I would then say, hey, you know what? Why don't we focus all of your marketing for forever, or for maybe just a certain period of time, on making sure that your referral network is happy and loving it, right? And that they know who you are. I would say, okay, you've got, let's say, $2,000 a month or $10,000 a month to spend on marketing. I would spend all of that money, or the majority of that money, just sucking up to other dentists, right? I would host charity benefits where I would get a table and I would invite dentists. I would, send them gifts. I would send them Tiff's treats every day. I would call somebody like Kathy the card lady, who I just got off the phone with. She's one of my amazing clients, and she does these great thank you cards and thank you gifts for clients. And so I would say, let's spend all your money on that. Versus what a lot of people would do in that situation is they'll start paying for a couple different things. And I find this frequently. They'll pay for someone to do social media. And hey, full disclosure, I sell social media services, right? Done for you services. So I'm not saying that's bad, but you need to understand exactly where your customers are coming from first. Is social media right for them? For me, it is, right? It's one of the reasons why I'm here looking at you today, right? Because it is an important part of my business. And it looks like I froze in a couple different places. And by the way, I did not freeze in the most flattering moment. So if you're over on Instagram, you might want to open it, because it's a pretty funny moment right now, what's happening with me over on Instagram. So what I see people spend money on a couple different things. One is, as I mentioned, social media. Social media is great. I love social media. For me, it is very important in my business, but not for a lot of companies, right? If I were that oral surgeon, and let's say they said, look, I only have, let's say, $5,000 a month to put into marketing, I'd say, great, you know what? Let's not spend that hiring a social media manager. Let's instead spend that really honing your referrals. And then maybe down the road, if we're finding that social media is going to be an important part, we can add that in later. But I wouldn't start with that. The other thing, if, in the case of, let's keep using that oral surgeon, search engine optimization. Search engine optimization really is great for every business, but you don't have to do a ton of it for most businesses, right? It really, really depends on how people are going to find you. And I'm going to actually tell on myself here as a marketing mentor, right? I actually have not done a lot of optimization of my site. I don't buy Google ads because I found that it's not where the majority of my clients are going to come. They're not just going to go online and Google for me, right? So I don't utilize that as a place for my marketing, because as a startup, when I started this 2 years ago, and tomorrow's our 2-year anniversary, when I started this 2 years ago, I knew that people weren't just going to go online and Google Marketing Mentor, right? They're going to ask their friends, they're going to reach out to their networks. And so I really have invested in social media. So for me, that was right. Same thing with, let's say, the oral surgeon example. It might not make sense for them to be on really spend a lot of money doing search engine optimization. I spoke with somebody. Actually, I've had a couple of these discussions in the last week where people are spending anywhere from, $500 to $1,500 a month maintaining their SEO optimization, but they're not getting any leads from it because that's just not where their clients go to look for you. So that might be another place where you don't need to spend money. The third one is ads, and particularly social ads and Google ads. Again, it depends on how people are finding you. If they're finding you on social media, social ads might make sense, but I find people sometimes are doing social ads for very high ticket things, right? And they're doing that with brand new audiences, and that might not make the most sense, right? I'll be totally frank again, for me with my business, I don't run ads yet. Most of my offers, they're all one-on-one. They're at a certain price point where I don't think ads will make sense. Ads are great for a freebie. It's probably something that we're going to start doing next year, but it may not be the place for you to start right away. It depends on your price point. It depends on your customer. So this is one of the reasons why you want to be able to work with a marketing mentor like me to say, okay, where are all the different, what are all the different things that we can do? And how do we optimize those in a way to make sure that we're getting you as many customers as possible for the least amount of money? Because that's what it's all about, right? And for me, if I go in and I work with a client and they're not either making enough money to more than paid for me, or I'm not saving them enough money, then I didn't do my job right? My goal in life is to help you make money and to save some money as well on doing things in marketing that you don't need to do. So if that's something that you would like in your business, give me a holler. I would love to work with you. I've got packages that start everywhere from, meeting once a month to meeting every single week and being available for you all the time, just kind of depending on where you are in your overall business. So I hope that this was helpful. I apologize for folks. Some folks, I think I've been cutting a little bit in and out, so I apologize for that. And if you have any questions, send me a note. Thank you so much. Mwah! Have a very happy and very safe Halloween night. Bye.